Hi, Pisces. This is your home light security reading. It's supposed to be for April, but it's half over. So this is going to be April and a little bit into the beginning of May because of the way the energies are going. I started to say growing. Um, the first thing I have to say is Spirit is saying, okay, I get it. Spirit is saying, y'all, stop it. They're saying for so many of you, you are holding on to personal judgment or family judgment in many cases, and that's just a confusion. You're misunderstanding because they're saying you're holding on for so many of you, you're holding on to inflexible, stubborn frustration. And that has to do with part of who and what you are. This is actually a glorious thing. I left you guys for a little bit less and I couldn't understand why. And as I'm doing these videos, there's so much growth and so much healing coming in. And it makes sense now because I needed to be ready to feel it before I could start delivering that message to you. And what I'm saying is, Pisces, I love you guys. I do. But you guys live in another world. You guys live in another perfect world with your little rose sunglasses on, and you see the world only the way you want to. And it doesn't make the world really real. Okay? And that's a good thing in part, and then it's a bad thing in part. And what I mean by that is, Pisces, you guys are so compassionate, so loving until you've hit the wall and you just can't freaking handle it anymore. And you give and you give and you give. You guys are known for being like the ones who bring home the stray dog. And then I always explain it this way on purpose. You're known for being the one who brings home the stray dog. But what happens when the stray dog wasn't a dog at all and it's the person who robbed you blind because you have a great big loving heart? It's not about waiting until you come to that Pisces up against the wall, ready to just become that anger, roaring frustration. I'm going to change everything, slash, boom, boom, and make the changes. Because then you end up going, you get mad, and then you end up going back to being, yeah, I love the world again. And this has a lot to do with personal communication and value, personal acceptance, communicating honestly, seeing the full circle, seeing the big spectrum, the full truth. I explain it a lot because I just got a rune put in front of my face, and the way that it is that I explain this one a lot is see the big picture. Like if you were looking at the wall in front of you and you're told, look at the wall in front of you. Well, maybe you only chose to look at the picture that's on the wall, not the entire wall. Maybe the wall needs to be painted. Maybe the picture's fine. The frame might be a little crappy. But you see what I'm saying? You got to see the whole thing. And what they're saying is for some of you, your stubborn and inflexible nature is to not see the truth because you prefer your rose colored sunglasses. But if you come full circle with the truth, then you can actually live in the world that has the rose colored sunglasses instead of in denial and pretending that they're the rose sunglasses, if that makes sense. And they're saying in this area is where you need to learn how to better use your judgment. Now, that was all from them. What does the cards have to say? I got two decks that are speaking up. So let's see what they have to say, and then we'll get into the astrology. Can I please have my neck back? Some of you also are a little bit afraid of failure or afraid of speaking up with authority. And you need to stop that, because the only way you can have authority is to overcome the fear of it. This is saying you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If you believe in yourself right now, if you believe in yourself, if you take the chance to trust your gut feeling, and when your gut feeling, understand your gut feeling first off. Understand when your gut feeling is telling you, because a lot of people misinterpret their gut feeling. They misinterpret it with, the gut saying, oh, this is a bad thing. We can't do this. Sometimes, yes, the gut is telling you, this is very bad, very, very bad. But you also have to know when the gut is going, oh, wow, I can actually do that. Well, this is something new and I'm kind of scared. That's a different gut feeling. It's okay to be scared to make changes. It's okay to be scared to step into the great wide open, as they just said, and try new things, because you're never going to go into a new situation until you do start trusting in that. But you've got to understand when the gut feeling is going, oh, this is bad, versus I might actually be able to do this. This is something new, and I don't really know how to handle that. And you're not meant to know how to handle that. You're not meant to know what's going to be the good thing that comes at you, what you have to gain, unless you're willing to take the chance. So this is a very good thing. It's saying don't settle. Don't settle. It's time for improvement. It's time for good luck to come forward. It can bring financial security. It is giving you good management skills, but you've got to be willing to walk the path, to walk the walk and talk the talk, is what I just heard. No more insecurity over it. If you're afraid to walk the walk and talk the talk, then you're insecure and you're not going to get anywhere, is what they just said. Wow. Okay. You have the Princess of Cups, which is coming out next, which is kind of in your Pluto energy. It can be dreamy, manifesting, and can be real, could be not. It can be romantic. It can give and take a little bit, but it's the waters of taking a chance. But it's also the waters of another world, of another ability, another opportunity. And are you willing to believe, or are you going to hold on to the make believe? And that's what they just said before I pulled the gain out. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. The only thing that you can lose is if you keep living in the fake make believe world instead of making it the true world. And they're asking you to take that Pisces healing, that Pisces magic, that Pisces ability to come full circle and create. To actually bring it into magic, bring it into fruition, instead of just creating in your mind, and then that's not really real. Yeah. I'm sorry, you can tell I'm channeling them. So, okay, you got to slow down. You're going too fast. They're saying trust in your deeper reasoning, your deeper meaning, your deeper intuitive. Be true to yourself here. It's a cleansing for you. You have the High Priestess. Now, I don't read I don't know astrology. I don't read astrology like everybody else either. But I don't do tarot like everybody else either. The Magician for everybody is the second card. And that's, coming into their magic. But for me, that's wrong. For me, the High Priestess is actually above both of the first and the second cards. Above the Fool and above the Magician, because for me the High Priestess is, she's already learned this shit. She's been around the circle, she's taken the chances, she's fallen on her face, She's been knocked over and got up again and again and again. She's been the apprentice so many freaking times that she's the fucking high priestess. This is coming into your inner godding, your inner source energy, your inner value, worth, ability to create. This is a glorious card for you the way that I read it. This is coming into finding your true self and allowing yourself to gain everything that you should be, but you have to believe in it. Is there anything else? I mean, this is good. I don't even know if I want to go any further. But they said you can't be afraid of disappointment. This is the Lovers. Yeah, this is coming full circle, starting to love yourself again, love your life again, love the people that are in your life again. Truly finding, some happiness here by taking the chance to move on. Let me see what that other deck was saying. And then we're going to hit the astrology. But they're saying this all only is going to happen if you get out of your stubborn inflexibility and you make the changes. But your full wholeness, your potential is unlimited. I mean, you were blessed with Neptune. You got Jupiter here right now. So I mean, there's nothing here that can stop you except for you. And allowing the negative to get in your mind and pull you down. Because now they're hitting my zeal point, which is right here. The zeal point is this whole back part of the cranium, the whole back part of the skull right there, and where it gets into the communication of our higher self or our lower self. And if you're allowing all those other people, other thoughts of other things to be intruding into your higher vibration, then that can bring you back down and keep you in that stubborn inflexibility. So freaking stop it. Is it don't be afraid. Don't let that happen. Kick that conversation, those people, and the situation to the curb. You don't have to be perfect. You got nothing to fear. Take action and do what you know you're supposed to be doing. Because for some of those relationships, they're going to be beyond recollection. They're not going to be able to be saved if you're going to move up. Plain and simple. All right. Are we good to go? They're saying to hold on to the heavy. The heavy's just going to hurt you. If it's feeling like it's weighing you down, don't do the Pisces, let me ignore life. But if it's somebody's bringing you the negativity that's adding to the weight, don't allow that in. Just don't allow it in. All right. Now let's look at the astrology. Like I said, this feels very good for you, but there is some boundaries you're going to have to put up in order to make sure that that happens. Now, in your first house, you have Mars, which is Mercury just moved in on the 10th. Mars is moving in on the 14th. And you have Venus here. You have Jupiter here and Neptune here. This is in how you view your world around you. Like I said, they're giving me the rose-colored glasses. The rose-colored glasses are saying, this is what I want the world to be versus what the world really will be. They're saying if you keep continuing with that sensitivity of Venus because you're afraid to touch the sensitivity of it because it's uncomfortable, Mars moving in, let me back up for a second. Mars moving into Pisces is not very powerful here. Mars is your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team. But in Pisces energy, you got to understand Mars is like, it's also your confidence. Mars coming into Pisces is kind of like the warrior going, I'm stuck in a freaking meeting for like 3 days and I can't do a damn thing that I would like to do. This sucks. Okay. So the confidence, the aggression, the action is just like, nah. Venus may be extra sensitive because Venus is not about love. She's about sensitivity. She tells you what is good for you and what is not by how it feels emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And you have Jupiter here and you have Neptune here. And what this is all saying is those rose colored glasses may look for what's making you feel comfortable, but you also know it's not real. Versus the ability of taking them off and going, I want to create them to be for real. And let me pay attention to what is uncomfortable and what is comfortable. And let me acknowledge what that means. Let me define that so that I can sit here and really register what is good and what is not, why it's good, why it's not, and what that directs me to, so that I can take the abundance of the knowledge that's coming in to how I see and view the world around me so that it works for me. Okay. Now, as you come into your second house, this is where the sun is. This is technically the house that you're walking through at the moment. Anytime the sun in astrology is in a place, that's technically the energy that is walking through. Now it's walking through your second house right now, going, well, do you have any value? Do you value yourself? Do you have any self-esteem here? Do you have any dignity here? Are you standing with authority, with independence here? And do you feel liberated, or do you feel like you have no dignity here? If you have to understand, the second house is how we manifest. It's where the law of attraction starts. It's where the manifestation starts. Because if you feel good about yourself, you feel, valued, accepted, loved in your heart, then you're bringing manifestation of that energy to you to bring you more. But when you're feeling like you don't really feel like you are viewed as loved, accepted, you don't feel like that, like you have any authority, then you're bringing more of the lack of it. And so this is asking you with Aries, in your Aries energy of your second house, you have Chiron here, which is saying you need to start learning to believing in yourself more, period. That's what Chiron and Aries means. Start believing in yourself more. Start trusting in your value more. Start bringing the authority back to you by believing in that more. And you're going to be seeing that over the next couple of years while Chiron is here. But right now, the sun is here. The sun is about to cross over Eris. And this is important because as it crosses over Eris and it goes into communication, it will choose how you're going to be communicating with yourself and the outer world according to how you chose to walk through this energy. Now, the sun is going to move into Taurus on the 19th. Somewhere like the 18th or the 17th, I believe Pallas is going to do the same thing. Mercury just did this. But what no other astrologer is going to tell you is that Eris is the goddess of trouble, toil, strife, and injustice. She's been, the way Spirit is telling me, the way Spirit always directs me is to look at Eris, the goddess of trouble, toil, strife, and injustice, as Medusa. Because in my viewing of Medusa from the mythical level, I never liked the story of Medusa. I'm like, she got done ugly. She got done wrong. I'm like, it's not her fault that one of the gods liked her. It's not her fault that one of the gods kind of attacked her. It's not her fault that, the other god got jealous about it and cursed her. She was just a pretty girl. That kind of sucked. And the way my guides tell me to look at the goddess of trouble, toil, strife, and injustice is Is she still holding on to that trouble, toil, strife, and injustice? Or let's take it from the Medusa point of view and let's use the Amazon Prime commercial with Medusa. And Spirit is saying for me, in the Amazon Prime commercial, Medusa put on a pair of sunglasses. She ordered her some sunglasses. They were special magical sunglasses. She put them on. And when she put them on, she stopped turning everything around her to stone. She wasn't alone anymore. She wasn't able to be stuck, never being able to communicate with another soul, stuck alone with her own indifferences. She kind of found a way to give the gods a fuck you, and I'm getting my power back because I got these super magical sunglasses, and I can go out in public, and the only way I screw over everybody and turn them into stone is if I lift up my sunglasses. So it's my power, it's not yours. Your sun in your second house is about to cross over Medusa, trouble, toil, and strife. So is your Medusa wearing sunglasses or not? Is your Medusa going, yeah, I learned from that. That sucked. Yeah. But you know what? It helped me build my self worth, my self value, my self esteem. It helped me liberate myself. It helped me to stand strong on my own 2 feet and create the rose colored sunglasses in the world with my own eyes because I don't need no damn sunglasses. I have the power to create it myself. So, are you bringing that power into your life of pulling back your power, believing in your self worth, your self value, your self esteem? Are you bringing back all of it from learning where, yeah, you were done ugly? Yeah, you weren't given the value. Yeah, they treated you like shit. Yeah, you treated yourself like shit. And you're not going to accept this from yourself anymore. Because as you leave that second house and the sun illuminates where you've done this to yourself over and over again, and it goes into your communication house, it's going, well, are you communicating from yourself, from the Medusa, who didn't learn how to call her power back to her, or from the one who did? So, how are you going to communicate with yourself and the world around you? Are you going to allow the world around you to continue to put you down or to manipulate you, take advantage of you? Or are you going to be like, now I've learned that lesson. No. I know how to love me. I know how to nurture me. And so therefore, I'm going to nurture me and my life the way I need it by actually bringing it into fruition in the three-dimensional world, in a truthful world, so that I can create the world I really want, period. That's just a lot of power there of coming back into yourself and believing and acceptance. Now, you have Mercury here, which is also going to be putting that communication on the communication that you have with yourself. Uranus here, bringing back, if you want to see the world created the way it is, the way you want it to be, well, you've got to pull your power back. Or you'll continue to be manipulated. You'll continue to be the product of somebody else's satisfaction. That is exactly what they just said. You will either create your own satisfaction in this world, or you'll be the product of someone else's satisfaction and ultimately the possession of their satisfaction. Now, as you come into your fourth house, you have Ceres here, which is going, the only way your inner emotional security is going to be strengthened is by doing this, nurturing what you want, by knowing what you need to get you what you want. So nurture it. Because if you continue to neglect it, that's what Ceres is. Ceres is nurturing or neglecting, and the threefold of the actual nurturing or neglecting. So in this house, she is trying to teach you your inner roots, your inner foundation, your inner emotional security, your inner true self comes from nurturing the truth. Not seeing the fake world that you'd like to be, but bringing the world you want into reality and having the courage to do it and stop being stubborn and inflexible and doing things your old own way. Start doing it the new way that will help you. Now, Lilith has been in your fourth house, which has been asking you to step into your fire of your soul belief, and trusting in your inner emotional security. But she's leaving here on the 14th, the same day Mars moves. She moves into your fifth house, which is your inner creative energy. Lilith here, though, is not moving into her most powerful position, because on a universal scale, this is the fourth house. And Lilith, for all intents and purposes, she was also known as Adam and Eve, Adam's first wife, the one who left him. She's the first feminist, the first one who believed in herself, saying, I'm not going to put up with this shit. I don't want this in life. So, no, I don't care what God said. I want what I want, and I'm going to go after what I want. And that is a very powerful ally here. But she's moving into the fourth house. You also have to understand she's also known as the succubus. So it goes from bringing a powerful energy to you into a narcissistic energy if you allow it to go too far. And in Cancer, this is specifically asking, are you going to be independent and love who you are independently? Or are you going to shut your fucking face and you're going to enjoy who you are submissively? One of the two. Now, for you, she's taking that energy into your fifth house, which is your creativity. Your creativity, your creation, your expression. So, this really comes down to create yourself or be submissive and take what you have always seen. Step into your power, enjoy what you want, bring what you want to you, create the world you want to see around you. Are you enjoying what you enjoy in life? Do you have the time to enjoy what you enjoy in life? Meaning, if you love to be out on a boat and spend your time out on the water, do you have the time to get out there on that boat and be out on that water? Or are you so freaking busy doing this and that and this and that for this person and that person and have the responsibilities for this that you never get to do any of that? This is where artists become artists. And in order for a musician to actually become a musician, they have to be able to break away from the regular society of the three-dimensional world and going, no, I want to create this music and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do everything I got to do that. Or a poet or a sports person. They're going to spend all their time, practicing their sport and doing that and taking the time to make sure that they were able to enjoy what they wanted to enjoy in life. So are you spending all of your time creating what you want? Or are you submissively giving all of your time away? Because in order to create, your inner child has to be able to play. And this is asking you, which one do you want? Which one do you want to be? You're going to be seeing this for the whole next month. For the rest of this month and into the next month, as Lilith is in Cancer. So, I mean, that's a very powerful energy. Now, you don't have anything in Leo or Virgo. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Now, your eighth house, this comes right back down to it. Your eighth house is where your full moon is going to take place on the 16th. But is taking place in a void, of course, from the 8th to the 9th. So it's going to be leaving Libra and going into Scorpio. And what no other astrologer is going to tell you is that full moon is going to take place on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio. But more importantly, what is also there is Haumea. Haumea in astrology is known as the very collective consciousness. The consciousness. So, on a universal scale, this is the 7th house and the 8th house. The partnerships, your relationships, and the rules and the walls and the ability to make these relationships grow and flourish, or what makes them fall apart and not last. Now, for you, this is that 8th house, but also going into your 9th house. So it's going into your spirituality, your soulfulness, your ethics, your morals, your psychic abilities, your intuition and what you trust, your dreams and what your higher self is telling you. Like I said, that gut feeling. And then knowing if that full moon is illuminating the rules of everything that's important to you as far as the relationship with others. Like I said, the cards were saying in the beginning, someone, somewhere, for some of you, are not going to make it to the second part of this month because the rules, the walls, the boundaries have to shift. The manipulation has to end. And this is saying, in order for you to believe in yourself, come into your psychic ability, come into your intuition, coming to full circle with your higher self and your ethics and your morals and what you truly believe in versus what others are trying to make happen in the relationship with you. Is it something that you want to see in this relationship? Is it where you want this relationship to go, or is it going in a direction that you don't want it to be? And anything you care about, you have a relationship with. You have a relationship with your children, with your friends, with your lovers, with your parents. You have a relationship with your roof over your head. When you don't have a roof over your head, you don't have a home, you know all about your relationship with the lack of it, or a car, or a job, or money. You have a relationship with anything you care about. So, what is setting the foundation of the relationship? And does it morally fit where you spiritually want it to go? That is the collective consciousness coming into full circle of asking you, are you valued here? Are you believing in yourself, your self worth, your self value, your self esteem? Are the people in your life valuing you or not? And will you see the truth? Not to mention, this is a dark month. There's two new moons. The first day and the last day of the month are new moons. And that second new moon is taking place on an eclipse, which means there's definitely stuff that's going to be shown that has to shift. That's a simple fact with an eclipse. Now, in your 11th house, you have Jupiter here. You've had Jupiter here, not Jupiter, you've had Pluto here for like 10, 15 years, something like that. Usually, Jupiter is in a place for anywhere from like 10 to 20 years. Not Jupiter, Pluto. Pluto is here for the last 2 years of that 10th house. And Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration, which is reminding you over and over and over again. If you want to see your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions brought into existence, then you have to make sure you're aligned with the right people. You have the right alignment. If you have the people who support you and will help pick you up, pat you on your back, as well as tell you the truth, versus the ones who will manipulate you and lie to you because they want you to do things for them, and it's keeping you from actually achieving your goals, dreams, and ambitions, keeping you from achieving what you enjoy in life and being part of what you really want to have and experience. Your goals, dreams, and ambitions are brought to fruition by having the right alliances, by having the right soul tribes. And this is saying with Jupiter here, we're on our last 2 years of going, I'm trying to teach you this lesson. And if you don't listen within these next 2 years, I can't teach you this lesson because it won't be back until your life is over. So this is not just about setting those rules, walls, and boundaries, but it's just about seeing the people for who they really are. And are they really there to love you or to manipulate you? Now, your 12th house is Aquarius, which comes down to Saturn, folks. Saturn is here with Vista, which is exactly where I started off. The rules, the walls, the boundaries, shifting the reality so that you can create reality is the keys for you here. Not living the life of the dreamy world, but bringing the dream into reality. And the only way to do that is to be part of reality and make the changes that have to happen. Saturn's still going to be here for like another year, but Vista won't. This is only giving you the keys and the power to unlock the doors now. And she's just coming up on Saturn. So her power is just strengthening at this point. Use it wisely. I love you guys. Bye.